Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new or just clicked on this video, thank you very much. My name is Alexis and this is the Goddess of Daydreams Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a Kali Oracle reading. It's been a while since I have done this kind of reading, but given the intensity of energies that the world has gone through these past couple of years or weeks or days, depending whenever you decide to listen to this, I am going to be using the Kali Oracle along with other cards to sort of explore this energy and how we can utilize this heavy, very dramatic energy and how to use it in our own favor. Um, like I said, I'm going to start off with the Kali Oracle. I'll go in with some other oracles and tarot to see how Goddess Kali can help us be grounded in our power and help alchemize all of this destructiveness and chaos and how to use it in our own favor. So with that said, let's jump right in. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day or evening or night or morning. I hope everything is at peace and your well-being is taken care of. So let's just get right in. Goddess Kali, what do you have for us? That's way too many cards. I just need one. Kali, messages for the collective. This is a timeless reading. Take what resonates, and hopefully you'll be able to find some answers or insight through this reading. All right. So we have card 15, Vidya, excuse me, my pronunciation. This is a very beautiful card here. I'm getting this balance of peace, but also not taking any bullshit. Oh, now as I'm looking at this card, there is a severed tongue here. So in one of the oracles, there is a version of her called, I believe, Bagla Mukti, where she cuts the tongue out of demons. So I see this is likely a demon's tongue being given as some type of offering, but then also we have the lotus, which is for peace and serenity and enlightenment. And then we have a special blade. I don't know the name of this blade, but I feel like it's very ceremonial. So I'm kind of getting a lot of like a celestial ceremonial kind of practice or ritual going on where you are cutting out a lot of negativity or you're being told to cut out negativity out of your life in some way or form. Let's look up the divination behind this card. Mahavidya. She is unrestrained, unlimited, wild, and unconditional love. The heart knows how to attract grace and manifest creative resolution where the mind sees only difficulties. A spiritual awakening of tremendous value is opening for you as your inner being reorients itself around the increasing inner light. Established structures built upon lesser foundations will have to give way. She demands the courageous embrace of experience. She is your call to initiation and growth. Your invitation to embrace your path, rise and greet your destiny. Mahavidya is the great wisdom that manifests through 10 wisdom goddesses. Mahavidya is primordial Kali in multiple expressions, providing whatever is needed to serve the spiritual benefits of all being. This is true wisdom, always shifting in response to what it is needed. There are times when, no matter how logical an approach may be, no matter how commonly acknowledged as correct or how sensible it may seem, the heart nudges us towards a different way. Knowledge can come from experience, yet it cannot guarantee evolution on its own. We can outgrow problems and birth superior outcomes only when we are willing to learn from our experiences and have the courage to be moved in new ways along untried paths that resonate with the heart. So, with this card, we are being asked through this time to basically let go of the old and embrace new energies and new ways. I can see again, like with this severed tongue here and the lotus, it's like through your experiences, maybe you have been taught to live or do certain things in order to live a certain life. And you are realizing that there's more than what you have been taught, or you're starting to question certain things like your upbringing and making it, how can I put this in a way, Spirit? You're questioning the way that you have been brought, your teachings, and even your own experiences, and you're wondering, like, is this even what I want to do for the rest of my life? Is this my calling? Is this my destiny? And for some of you that are questioning about yourself in these ways, this is a great indication that Kali and your divine spirits and God is letting you know that you are now ready to remove yourself from these old foundations and old ways of thinking and become now the better version of yourself, or being connected to your higher version of yourself. But in order for that to happen, not only questioning your upbringing and your environment and ways have to happen, but you're also going to have to ruffle a couple of feathers. Not like in a fighting way, we're not going to promote violence, but you are going to be challenging a lot of these beliefs and ways that you have been taught that are not aligning with your values, with your morals, with your truths. So, give me 1 second. I need to take a sip of water. I'm being told through Kali, if you have been in this energy of questioning and wanting to change course, change your path, change your destiny, even though they say that destiny cannot be changed, you do have the power to change your destiny. You do have the power to change your path. You do have the power to change the way that you are. Change comes within. That's always the first step. But in order for these steps or these changes to even happen, you must acknowledge that the old foundation and the old ways that you have been brought up or have been enforced or conditioned in, you must let it go and allow it to crumble. Maybe for some of you, like I'm being told, a lot of you are questioning your religion. Maybe some of you are like, I am of faith, but do I want to practice my faith in this certain way? And it's okay to question that, because each of us are here to experience life differently. Yes, we may have religion to help um, guide and give foundation to our faith, but sometimes we can outgrow certain limiting beliefs that religion tends to enforce to make sure that there is some type of, this is my opinion, some type of control and conditioning of the masses so that certain people in that religion can continue maintaining power and respect and whatnot. So, for some of you that you are questioning your religion, go ahead and question your religion. If you feel that there is more out there to what you're being taught or what you're studying, go seek it out, because there are answers out there for you. Yes, you are going to likely get some type of drawback or pushback, and you're like, oh, if you drop this, they, like, okay, for example, and I'm not trying to diss or like disrespect any religious community, but I do usually see, like with the Christian community, it's like, oh, if you follow this, or like if you play with crystals, or you go into tarot cards, you are of the devil. And you may be thinking like, but when I do these things, I feel more connected to God. I feel more connected to the angels, to the higher deities. And you cannot allow other people's fears and conditioning to interfere with your faith and your belief and connection to higher source. Now I am going to pull an oracle from the shapeshifters to see how else this can help incorporate this energy. But yes, it's this important energy of questioning and seeking out the truth that is in the world for you. Oops, that's way too many, Spirit. For maybe for a lot of you, you are starting to see like not everything is quite black and white, or not everything is gray. There are, what's the word I'm looking for? There are boundaries within this world that are either you want to explore beyond, or maybe you want to kind of like maneuver around. However you see fit. I kind of say maybe not boundaries, but maybe like, I don't know the exact word for it, but I'm kind of saying like you're just understanding not everything has to be black and white. Not everything is a certain way, or certain practices mean you're going to be doomed, or certain practices mean that you're going to be saved. Like for some of you, maybe you feel like you have done everything right by the book, or you have followed all of the right practices in your religious belief, but you still yet to feel the connection of God and the divine beings with you. You do feel that there is an element with you that is lacking or missing, an experience that you need to have in order to feel that energy of lack or that inexperience. And in order for you to gain that experience and feel that, missing piece about yourself, is to step out of the comfort and what you have known and go into the unknown. So for this card, I have card 20, Elizabeth and the Lion. It is time to be a great leader. So Kali needs you to be in more leadership of yourself when it comes to your spirituality. You are basically having like your own spiritual journey, your own spiritual awakening. You're probably going on the guru's path, or no, even better. What this energy is kind of reminding me of is the fool's energy in tarot, but it's the full energy when it comes to the spiritual awakening. You have now realized that there are other ways and practices, energies and beliefs that do help you connect to God or to the higher self, but you need to go and seek out these energies and learn, experience, and gain knowledge of. Hold on. Like I'm getting for a lot of you, you have definitely have mastered the text of a religious book. Could be the Bible, could be the Quran, could be certain texts of like other religious factors. But again, you feel that there has been a certain detachment, or you have questioned certain practices and ways that are happening that you still don't feel connected to the divine. So again, you are going in charge of your own spiritual path. Hold on one second. Spirit is letting me know something. For some of you, when I'm getting through this Elizabeth and the Lion card and this card, you could have listened to maybe a spiritual, not spiritual person, more like I'm getting like a priest or a rabbi, um, those people that have those type of rankings, and you are realizing that what they are saying are, or like certain preachers, what they do and what they say does not align with your spiritual energy. And definitely, like if you're in America like I am, you see that we have a lot of preachers that go and preach about God and doing right, but then they ask for money to help with certain expenses that they say that God wants them to have. So you might be there, struggling with money, trying to pay rent or mortgage, trying to make sure that you have food on your plate. And yet, here's a preacher with like $4,000 sneakers on with their own private jet, asking God wants you to give money for the church, but you only see that it is going to this person, to this preacher. I'm not saying all preachers are like that. I'm not saying all priests and rabbis and other religious figureheads are like that. But there are many people who have used the name of God to abuse the energy and the livelihoods of people to make sure that they have what they need and more and be comfortable while other people are excuse me, are praying for a breakthrough. They're praying for answers. They're praying for healing. And all they're seeing is the preacher or the person's life just getting better while they're still asking for prayer. Um, so that's my observation. That's my opinion. Of course, take it as it resonates. But I do see for a lot of you who have sat in church or sat in the synagogue or sat in the mosque or sat in certain temples or whatever, and you see these people are preaching and saying you must do this in order to appease God. You must suffer. You must sacrifice. You must do these things in the name of God, and He will listen to you. But all of that, and again, my opinion, all that in vain is actually for them to gain control and feel, and not, brain, get it together, to take control of your life and feel that they have power. So with this lion here, Kali is letting you know you have the right to walk away from that. No one can stop you. Yes, they can ridicule you. They can send evil lie. They can slander you or whatever. But you know in your heart that there is a truth out there, that there is a better way to connect to the divine, to God, to these divine energies, that it doesn't have to come from a place of worship. It could come in many ways and forms. And it is time for you to go and seek out these ways of these new ways and new forms of connecting to God. Now, let's see what the Clow has to say about this. I hope you guys are enjoying my reading. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe if you have been enjoying my content. I would definitely appreciate it, and it will give tremendous support to my channel. All right, let's see what the Clow has to say. Like, as you can see for me, like, if you guys are not aware of what the Clow cards are, there is this anime back in the late 90s, early 2000s called Cardcaptor Sakura, where she's in possession of these Clow cards, these magic cards, and she has to capture each and every one of them and master their energy. Now, let's see what else. Spirit, this one underneath. Okay. And I like to use these cards for divination. That and other tarot. And then we have Kali. Like, this is my way of connecting to God and to the divine and the divine beings so that I can receive these messages to give to the collective. And for a lot of you, this is probably the type of energy that maybe you are seeking out, combining different ways of practice of spiritual practices and being, so that you feel connected to God. So, the first Clow that I have is the Sword. When I usually get the Sword card here, it is like air energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be a Gemini or a Libra or an Aquarius, but this is all about embodying your truth and speaking out your truth. This goes kind of very well with this like weapon that's in. Guys, give me the name of this weapon. I find it very intriguing. It feels very ceremonial, but it kind of goes. I feel like it's very connected to the sword energy, where you know that your words have power, have truth. They have a weight on them. But I do see, because of how you were brought up or where you were, raised, or, the type of religious practices that you were growing up in, that this sword has been covered in chains, it has been locked away, it has been bounded, because you don't want to upset your family, the people, the energies that you have been around for a majority of your life. But if as you do that, your power, your energy, your enlightenment continues to stay binded, continues to stay trapped. But I do see for a lot of you guys, you are breaking these chains. You're like, no, I know this energy within me is not of evil, it's not of darkness, it is not of the devil. This is a power that God has given to me, and I must exercise it. This is a power that the ancestors have given to me, and I must use it. This is a power that the celestial beings had delivered to me, and I must use it. Because if I don't, not only I'm wasting this power and this energy, but I am also disrespecting these higher beings and God, because I am in the fear, or in the fear of judgment of others, to use this energy. So I see, like, for a lot of you, you tend to ignore wanting to speak out or speak up. So you continue, reading your Bible, you continue reading the Quran or the Torah, and you abide by what the rabbi or the priest or the preachers or whoever you listen to. So you do not ruffle the feathers. But the truth cannot be hidden, especially within you. What the divine and Kali wants you to do is you need to start expressing the truth, expressing your power, because your power is of the divine. What you speak of is divine energy. And some people are afraid of that. Going back to, like, the preacher energy, if you go and you're saying in church, like, why do I give money to you when you're not using it to help anyone in the church? Why is it only for your benefit but not for our benefit? I see a lot of you wanting to take that energy and say that to the preacher. And of course, they're going to be, like, offended, because how is this person in their power challenging me when I'm more powerful, because I am using and abusing the people, using the word of God or using the name of God? They're going to, of course, see that as a challenge. So when you are ready to remove the chains of the sword that you possess, be prepared to use it. I mean, not, like, actually using a sword on someone, let's be clear, but ready to speak up and speak out for yourself and defend yourself and your morals and your ways of thinking and doing and your way of connecting to the divine. Next I have is the fly card here. And I'm getting mostly what the fly is. A lot of divine energies are going to be protecting you in this process. As you are going through this spiritual awakening or re-involving your spiritual life, you are going to be elevated and you're going to be removed from any negative forces that are trying to hold you back. And you are going to be in situations where you're going to be surrounded by by protective energies, so you can continue on your spiritual path, so you can continue learning whatever you want to learn, whether it's divination, whether it's another religion, whether it's other some type of spiritual practice. There's always going to be a divine energy protecting you to make sure that you see through this way. This is also, I do like with the fly card being here, because this is now you making a commitment, being true to yourself, and being true, being in the truth of the connection to God and to the divine. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. You are finally understanding your power and your divinity and sovereignty. And because of that, you are deepening the connections, not only within yourself, but again to God. And then last I have is the through card here. Divine is letting me know whatever harsh situations, that you are going through, you will be able to get through this. This is not permanent. This is only temporary. So with this through card here, maybe at first you're going to be having a hard time kind of breaking free especially like old ways of thinking about what is good, what is evil, what makes me be connected to God, what do I do to make sure that I am not influenced by the devil. But you're going to be figuring out, because again, with this fly card here, the divine end is going to let you know through your intuition, through your experiences, you're going to know how to identify the good and the evil and the in between, and how to maneuver it, how to alchemize it, and how to gain knowledge and experience from it. And with that, going through these situations, you become a stronger and better version of yourself, especially in the aspects of spirituality. Now, let's pull some tarot. Oops. I need. Wait, Spirit. Okay. Do you want me to? No, don't take these. Okay. Come on, Spirit. I need some cooperation. I'm cooperating. Come on. There we go. Okay. You want me to take these two? All right. Okay. It's for the fly. Wow, a lot of sword energy here. All right, all right. So under the sword, I have the Five of Swords along with the Eight of Swords. This is for a lot of you realizing that you have been spiritually trapped. Oh my God, the music. Sorry, if you hear that, that's my neighbor. A lot of you have realized that your spiritual energy has been trapped within you through other religious, religious people, priests, preachers, rabbis, whoever you speak to. Because with this Five of Swords here, this is the energy of a very toxic, religious figurehead. This is someone that they know they have control of, and making feel people that they are less or small unless they do certain things for God, but it's really for themselves. It's like, let me think of, hold on. It's like a preacher coming to the church and saying, if you do not give $1,000 to the church, then you are not of God, and you have abandoned God's light, and basically manipulating people into thinking that they are not doing good by under God's light if they do not give them money. And that is mainly what I'm getting for this Five of Swords. And then with the Eight of Swords, it's like because of this like blind faith, but it's blind faith in a toxic energy. Because here we are trusting these spiritual leaders or gurus or, whoever that we look up to are busy using and abusing our own spiritual energy so that they can feel on top, so they can feel that they're in charge, so they can feel that they are power. I would even dare to say basically they want to feel as if they are God by abusing and using the name of God in order for them to feel power, in order for them to feel important, in order for them to feel connected to God, by manipulating the masses and gaining money and fame and fortune. But again, under with this sword card here, you are seeing that truth. You are realizing, and this is not, again, not just only for the Christian community, this goes towards any community that you have been in, that you realizing that this is not the way of God. This is not the way of the light. This is not the way of the Lord. This is not the way of the angels or the deities, or however you have been brought up to see it as. You are realizing that this is the ego, that this is the manipulation and the control of mankind. This is how mankind feel that this is the only way that they themselves can be connected to God and not the people. And this is, I see for a lot of you guys, walking away from these energies so that you can now become your own spiritual leader. I'm not saying, like, maybe for some of you, you might want to become a preacher, maybe you might want to become a rabbi, or you want to become what's it called, a priest. However you see your journey as. But you're realizing that I can be my own leader of my own spirituality. I could be my own leader on how I follow God and how I follow the divine. Because if I continue to follow the energies of these leaders, I am always going to feel like that I am in the lack, that I am not doing right, that I am not doing good, or that I'm not doing enough by the Lord, by other people's standards. The Lord is going to tell me what I need to do right in order to make sure that I am connecting and that I am doing what's right by God. Then under the fly, I have the Seven of Swords here. Again, this robbery of divine energy. And how do we rob the energy of other people's divinity? By making them feel that they are not connected. And if they are connected, you have to connect to God in these certain steps or ways or guidelines. This is people using the fear of God, that if you don't do certain things, that you will make God upset, that you will bring havoc to your town or to a city or whatever if you do not do certain things that this religious figurehead is doing. This is a very manipulative energy. And just know that the divine and the guides are watching all these people act and behave this way. Very disappointed, because here we are trusting you with this position that you gave an oath to God and to us that you will lead the people in the right way and how to follow and do good. And all you are doing is using the masses to make sure that your ass is comfortable and that everyone else just basically, is just does as you do, and they're not doing by God. The Seven of Swords is very just toxic energy, and I see that you're going to be walking away from it. But also, what I see with the Seven of Swords is that, again, you're going to be taking certain information that you have learned, through these years or months, or, yeah, again, days, months, years of being in this religious group, and you're going to take that information and you're going to go away. I do see for a lot of you, you're going to be walking away quietly, and they're going to be like, well, why this person isn't in his church, why this person isn't attending this prayer, or, how, whatever the case is. It is because you're just like, I'm done and I'm distancing myself because this is toxic for my energy. You are draining my energy from being close to God or from being close to the divine, or to even better, you are denying the energy of me being close to my highest self, and my highest self is close to God. Now, under the through, I have the Six of Cups along with the Star card here. And because you're going to be doing this, you're going to be healing a lot of these energies that have been within you from the past, that have, been wounded by religious upbringings. And you're going to find a new way to heal that and be connected to God. So again, for a lot of you, what I'm sensing, um, is that, again, through churches or through synagogues or mosques, you have had a negative upbringing when it comes to these spiritual places or so called spiritual places or houses of God. And you have realized that these people were not really connected to God. They were only connected to their ego and then just used the people's energy and money to make them think that they're connecting to God. You're realizing that truth, and you're realizing that I can still connect to God, but I don't have to connect to God in this way. Or I don't only have to connect to God, I can also connect to these higher deities and other divine gods and goddesses. Because and I'm sensing, like, for a lot of you, like in the past, like before religion came in, the world had like multiple gods. Many cultures had multiple gods, multiple figureheads. And I always find it interesting because before religion, I always wanted to ask, like, so before Jesus came in, did you just think that everyone was going to hell because they decided to follow ISIS, or they were following Kali, or they were following, hold on, I just got the name in my head, Quetzalcoatl, or like these other deities? Like, what's going on here? How come, like, basically after when Jesus was born, it was either you're going to heaven or hell? Like, that doesn't make sense. And maybe that's a lot of you are questioning about, but you're realizing that, I can stay in the energy of God and also connect to these other divine beings because they have a knowledge, or they have wisdom or insight that I can benefit from, so that I can continue living in a higher vibrational life, and being close in my light and in my divine power. Anything else, Spirit? So yes, it's definitely going to be a lot of spiritual healing from past wounds that you have dealt with churches or mosques or synagogues, and you're going to be realizing that I am always connected to God. I don't have to connect to God by giving money or by practicing certain things that don't make me comfortable. Like, I can be connected to God by, following certain things. Like, I can still light my candles, I can still burn my incense, but I can also give my offerings to other deities and other divine energies that can help me and are with me. I'm going to pull one final Clow card for this reading. This is a very beautiful reading because I really like, and I hope for this reading it does help for a lot of you, that just know that you are always going to be connected to God, and you don't have to follow certain rules or like religious ways in order to be connected to God. Don't think that you have to follow certain things or else you are going to be shunned, or you're going to be making God disappointed. Like, that is not the case. God just wants you to be true to yourself. And if you're true to yourself and you are on your own spiritual journey, and you're finding ways to be connected to the light and heal yourself, then there is no problem. There is no disappointment. There is no anger or sadness. And the last card that I have is the light, a very beautiful energy to end on. This is God letting you know you are always connected to me. As long as you are connected to the light within you, you will forever be connected to me. As long as you don't abandon this energy, as long as you don't fully give yourself to the darkness, you will always stay connected to me. Find balance in how you want to connect to me, because I have the sun and the cloud that this woman is holding. And what I see is, like, making sure that your shadows and your lights are in balance. And that making sure that your truth is always never clouded, but it's always being revealed. Stand in your truth and stand in your power. And that comes by being in your light, by being in your authenticity, by being in your divine sovereignty. That's why we have the Elizabeth and the Lion card here. Be in your divine sovereignty and be in your truth. And that is how you remain connected to me. Of course, take how it resonates. But again, You are on this full spiritual path that Kali and your guides want you to go on, because there are ways for you to connect to God. You just got to find the right way that is going to be best for you and that's going to align your energies. And so that way you could be comfortable and brighten up yourself. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying these messages. I would definitely appreciate it, and it will give tremendous support to my channel. And thank you to the new and current viewers and subscribers for coming back to view my messages. I am most grateful and thankful that you do, and I hope that my readings are helping you on your spiritual path. And please give me a comment to let me know if you resonate, if you don't, if you want me to talk about other things. Not a worry, I am here for your service. And if you feel like this reading did not resonate, no worries. Feel free to check out the other readings on my channel. Excuse me. Feel free to check out the other readings on my channel. There's definitely a message for anyone that is going or is starting their spiritual path. I do wish you a lot of healing and good luck, but you are on the path to becoming a stronger and better version of yourself and becoming more connected to God and to the higher beings. You are becoming your own spiritual leader. Do not be afraid of using this sword. Don't be afraid to use this sword, your truth, to cut out the negativity in your life, or that you see that as negativity. Because if someone really loves you and honors you, then they will know that I must allow them to go on their spiritual path. I just know that they're with God, but they want to be in with God in a different way. But yes, be, I will say, I was kind of given this message earlier. The words have power. Your tongue has power, and you have been given this divine gift, by the way you use your words. And I do see a lot of you, you want to kind of become your own spiritual leader and likely help others too, in whatever way or form. So be mindful that your words have power and that they have weight. But in order for you to master these things, you must go out into the world and learn and experience and explore different ways of connecting to God. And I see that you're going to be doing that and being highly successful in it. And with that said, stay safe and have a good day.